What's going on, kings and queens? Coming back to you guys again. Today we're super excited. We're going to be going over the 4 levels of competence. This is something that is truly impactful because along our journey, we've been learning how we can accumulate a skill, right? And it all starts with the 4 levels of learning. My brother, bro, can you explain to them the 4 levels of learning and how it can truly impact their success, bro? So the 4 levels of learning is so crucial because you can apply this to anything once you fully understand it, right? The 4 levels of learning can be applied to any skill set that you want to take on at any point in your life. And it doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are, you're doing it either consciously or unconsciously. And that's the word that you really want to focus on, right? Unconscious and conscious, right? The first level of learning for everybody, number one is going to be unconscious incompetence. This means that you don't know what you don't know, right? You have a baby that's 3 to 5 years old, and you ask the baby, right? Let's call the baby John. John, tie your shoe. Wow. Up until that point of when you said, John, tie your shoe, he didn't even know what tie your shoe meant until you said, John, tie your shoe. Now he's at the point of competence where he's like, okay, I don't know how to tie my shoe. And you move from the first level to the second level very fast. So catch this, unconscious incompetence, then you will move into conscious incompetence. So now you know that you don't know, right? John, he didn't know what tying his shoe meant until you approached him and said, John, tie your shoe. Now he knows, okay, I don't know how to tie my shoe, right? Conscious incompetence. So now you're moving from level 1 to level 3 very fast. You went from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence. Now you're going to show John how to tie his shoe, right? Conscious competence. Go over conscious competence, bro. What kind of impact it's made on you through your journey, bro? Through our journey. Through our journey.
Cap,
Like, conscious competence is exactly where we are, and the more that we share this information, you have to understand that we're raising the bar to unconscious competence, not only with speaking and giving you guys value, but with also the skill sets that we're acquiring ourselves. With me and Danny being investors and entrepreneurs, we just started our journey, like almost a year and 8 months ago, right? A year and 7 months ago, right? So we are at the beginning. We are at the conscious, competent level of learning, right? Still. So it's going to take a long time to become a master to where we're doing it unconsciously. Have you ever been driving a car, right? And you're driving a car and you're kind of just driving. You're not really thinking too much about it. You're making the right turn. You're turning on your signal. You're putting on your seatbelt, and you're just kind of going with the flow, right? You're kind of in that flow state as what they call it. Right? That's what the conscious, that's the level that comes after conscious competence, right? So Danny went over unconscious incompetence, which means that you don't know what you don't know, right? Then you move into conscious incompetence, which means you know that you didn't know, right? You knew that you had to tie your shoe, right? At one point in time, right? And now you move to a level to where now you realize, okay, this is how you tie the shoe, right? Then you move to conscious competence, where now you're tying the shoe, but you're still getting the hang of it, right? You don't really have the hang of it yet to where it's automatic, right? You can't do it with your eyes closed, which then you go to level 4, unconscious competence. Unconscious competence is level 4, right? I'm still learning these levels myself, right? We are no master, we are no guru, but we're simply just sharing the information that we're learning alongside of our journey, right? So unconscious competence is the level where things are on autopilot, right? Things are on autopilot. So that means that whether a baby, learning how to tie his or her shoe, or a baby learning how to walk, they're doing it at a snap of a finger. They're doing it automatically, right? So I want you guys, how does this correlate to you guys, right? How does this correlate to our community? It means when you're on this journey similar to ours, whether you're a trader, whether you're an investor, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are a short order cook, whatever your skill may be, right? You're going to get to that level where now you're unconsciously incompetent. Do you have anything else to add, my brother?
That was beautifully put. That was very beautifully put. So when it comes to unconscious competence, like Eli was saying, I related most to this, and I'm sure you guys did as well, with driving my car, right? When I was taking my driver's test and I was doing some parallel parking and I had to do my road test, I was very much in the moment, right? Being very much in the moment when you're performing a skill, that's conscious competence. You have to put some effort into doing it, right? So after a while of me driving the car, right? And I wanted to cover this because I didn't hear you cover this, but getting to unconscious competence is formulated through you going through the repetition. It can either be spaced repetition or almost rapid repetition where you're going through it often. So I went through rapid repetition when it came to driving. I was driving to the store. I was driving to school. I was picking up my brothers in different locations, right? I was constantly in the car driving. My grandfather would pick me up from work, right? I would drive home. I was always driving. So it got to the point where I was unconsciously competent driving, right? And you know you're unconscious competent driving when you get home from work or you get home from being out somewhere and you don't even really remember how you got there, right? Your mind was on autopilot. You were probably thinking about other things, but your body was operating the car. Your body was making sure that you were putting the right signal on, the left signal on. You were steering the turning wheel. You were applying pressure to the gas, applying pressure to the brake, right? You were doing all this automatically, right? So that is when you're in unconscious competence, right? It's a little bit of a tongue twister, but that is when you are truly in unconscious competence. When you are doing it, you are performing the skill without any required effort. So if you were able to relate to this, I want you to give a like. I want you to drop a comment and also let us know, what was it like when you were going through the 4 levels of learning? First, you started off not knowing what you didn't know. Then you went to knowing that you didn't know. And then you started putting some effort towards the skill up until, right, the 4th level when you actually started doing it on autopilot.
Wow, bro. That was very valuable. Listen, guys, we're going to be bringing you so much more content to the kings and queens out there that are supporting Twin Vibrations. We're just documenting our journey, simply sharing with you guys the knowledge and the value that we're learning, that we're learning about our subconscious and conscious mind, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Twin Vibrations back at it again. And we're going to be giving you guys a lot of value, like I said, in the future. A lot of exciting things are coming up. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. Much love, kings and queens. Stay blessed. Let's go.
Let's go.